Hey, welcome everybody to the June episode of the Super Investor Game Day podcast. It's the Super Investor meeting. I'm joined by my buddy, the guy that put the whole thing together many eons ago.
14 years now.
Eddie Gant with Jet Lending. And we'll be joined by Rich Drake, his counterpart right here for Renter's Warehouse. And this is our second time at Stampede Houston. The energy is amazing.
Yep.
The crowd is
starting to assemble itself.
There's way more people here at this time than there was last month.
It's called the rain. Last time
I think it was
raining sheets.
Man, last night at this time it was hailing on me. I had to pull over underneath the freeway.
Maybe that helps us. Maybe we'll get them people on out of the house and out here tonight.
So.
Yeah,
I think so. I think everybody's like, okay, the first one went off without a hitch.
Yeah. Nothing but compliments on the venue.
Oh, the venue's great.
Yeah. The venue itself is great. The parking lot's great. Free parking.
The parking is probably my favorite part of this venue.
I thought I was.
I mean, anytime I get to see you in your yellow shirt,
there you go.
I just love it.
Neon. Don't forget neon. Yeah.
Well, so hit me with some statistics.
Woo! That early in the game, huh?
That early in the game.
Well, for those of you that may be watching for the first time, there's certain, measurables you look at to see what's going on. And I feel like a broken record as I talk about it so much. It's number of actives, single-family residences on the market for sale, active. For
not
sale.
Pending. Not pending. Continue to show.
Right. Active, ready to somebody to buy. I watch it. I mean, it's a daily habit for me. We bottomed out a few weeks ago, a month or so ago, at 10,800 is the lowest I ever saw it get. Did it go 10,007, 10,006? I guess it's possible, but 10,800. And we've inched up a little bit, but it's just creeping. It's so small and so gradual. I don't think it's an indicator yet. But the fact is, it has gone up. Yesterday, we were hovering at the 12,000 mark, so up by basically 1,200 houses.
And give everybody an idea, what is the months or weeks of inventory? It's not months at this point. It's like weeks. It should be like 1 month.
Well, Houston Association of Realtors data says that inventory level equates to 1.4 months of current inventory. And that's low.
Yeah.
That's damn low. Austin's 2 weeks. And I've never seen anything like that. I mean, Houston's never been at 1.4 in modern times. Yeah. It never has been. Dallas is between 1 and 1.4. I think they're in that 1.2, 1 point somewhere range in there. But it's incredible. It's incredible.
I just posted yesterday on my Facebook page, Houston leads the nation in permit starts for new construction.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
When you say leads the nation, you mean the actual hard number? The actual hard number, it's 1,000, it's 2,000, it's X. You mean for the county, for the city?
The city of Houston, what they're giving numbers nationwide to the National Builders Association.
So you're saying the city of Houston leads everybody else in new builds. Is that what you're saying?
In new starts. Active permits, trying to get through the system so that we can list for sale.
Yeah. And that's interesting, but I mean, as I drive around, I don't think there's a lot of them because you don't see mass development. You see tear downs in the inner city and you see all kinds of things going on. But, I'm not saying it's not a big number. I'm saying that to me, as I drive around, it doesn't seem like a big number.
Right.
So, but anyway, it is. So, but the bottom, I guess the conclusion come to is it is still a tremendous seller's market. I mean, it's off the charts seller's market. I heard a guy talking today, and he was quoting economists. He was not an economist. He was quoting economists. And he said economists are saying this is going on for extended time, years. I haven't heard that from come out of an economist's mouth. Most economists will not give you a best guess, an educated guess, a statement more than a year. Most economists will not do that. And so the
economist or the person quoting the economist said this is going to continue going
for years. Meaning, when he said years, he was
behind in
2 to 3 to 4 years.
Yeah,
that's what he was saying. So, now, I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm saying I haven't heard an economist say that.
Jerome Powell today, the governors of the Fed just came out and they said that they're starting talking about April, which means September the government's going to start tapering all the buybacks, or the Fed. And then they also said that in 2023 that they are proposing, they had 4 out of the 7 people vote for 2 rate increases.
Are you talking the Fed increase?
Fed rate increase.
That don't necessarily impact long-term rates.
Okay, this is good.
I mean, that's the rates that small banks borrow from big banks, is what that is. And it sits today at I believe that rate, they call it the Wall Street Prime, is sitting at 3.25. Somebody can correct me on that if they like, but I believe I'm correct. Okay.
So someone today said that the 10-year Treasury was loosely related to the 30-year mortgage.
Well, no, it's not loosely. It is. It's direct.
Yeah.
Okay. It's direct. Here's the relationship.
Tell it.
As you have inflation, the yield on the 10-year Treasury decreases.
So we're at 1.5 right now on the inflation.
As inflation, as it increases, it drives the yield up on the 10-year Treasury bond, which is a direct relation that drives up long-term rates. But we have inflation. So you might ask yourself the question, why is it? I'm not smart enough to know the answer other than listen to others. You have inflation and the long-term rates don't move. Every economist that you do listen to, and I have heard them say this multiple times, that the feds are artificially holding the long-term rates down. Artificially.
Yes, this is why they're going to start. They're going to start tapering.
It's the administration and all of that. But that's not the short-term rate, though. That's the long-term rate. So, and I don't really know if I know what you mean by tapering. I don't think I understand what you say when you say that.
I don't really understand it either. Don't worry. It was just a word that I heard on CNBC. I just started listening to it in January when I couldn't buy houses. I started buying stocks.
Yeah. So, but things are good in real estate investing for multiple reasons. I'm gonna say the number one reason, if you're in the flip business, you're gonna sell your property quick. Now,
you're gonna buy a little bit higher.
Yeah, well, possibly, and you may have a little trouble finding them. But I probably talk to as many real estate investors as anybody, because I'm out making deals on properties. I have a jet lending, so I talk to a lot of people. This may or may not surprise you. Well, I'm gonna ask the question instead of just giving you the answer. Do you think most investors in the flip business average profit per deal today, their average profit, the deals they're doing today, is greater than or less than what they were a year or two ago?
I think that they're the same or greater than.
They are greater than. At least that's what most of the investors are telling me. They are greater than. And here's why. The prevailing reason is they sell them fast. So they factor in, as they should, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months, maybe more of carrying cost. They buy it, clean it up, maybe they rehab, maybe they don't. Okay? That's a whole different topic. And as soon as they put it on the market, they get offers. That's number one. Number two is they were getting multiple offer situations and drive the price even higher. Right? Number three, this is not something you want to buy houses using speculation, but the fact is we had 16% appreciation last year. So that's almost 1.5% a month, almost. So if you held a house for 4 months last year, you might have theoretically got 6% more for that house in just 4 month period than you thought you were going to get. So you had a house you thought was worth 200, but
it might be 225 today.
I'm just going to use the 6% rule. You got an extra $13,000 for that house when you sold it if you held it for 4 months. Follow the math. and I've talked to a lot of them, and it's very, very, it's the prevailing majority. It's not even close to 50-50. It's in the 90 percentile. Tell me they make more money per deal today than they used to, and it's because of those reasons.
I'll give you an example. You guys did a loan for me, for my client.
Mm-hmm.
I did the rehab on it.
Mm-hmm.
You came up with, or Jet Lending felt comfortable underwriting at 485. We sold the property for 535.
535. There you go. Okay, so that's right at 10%. Try at 10%. So you got an extra 10%.
But we didn't do lipstick. You know, we did a little bit duct tape and some other stuff. But
well, we should have a good meeting.
Yeah,
we had a good crowd last time in the rain. So we should be able to duplicate that tonight as we look down on the ballroom here.
Right. So, let us know on if you're watching the podcast, let us know if you guys like this setup better going this direction, or if you liked it better last week. So please give feedback on that.
Motioning me out of here.
Eddie, ladies and gentlemen,
on the stage later here. All right.
Woo! One round of applause.
Are we doing a switcheroo?
We're doing a switcheroo. Come on, Richie.
Well, you know, it gets old listening to Eddie Gant talk.
Does it?
Good night.
You look like you haven't had a haircut in a couple weeks.
Oh, I have one.
Good?
Yeah. Looking good, man.
Oh,
you look great.
I've
been exercising.
I've lost some weight thanks to Alex Buriak and Rob Trigg. They put me on.
Nicole's here.
They put me on that stuff.
Yeah.
Isn't that Robert Martinez's
former?
Oh, wow.
Do you know what? So Nicole, her family.
No, didn't know this.
Come here, Nicole. So if she looks.
She's behind the camera.
Show her your logo, T15, because her last name starts with a T and no one can pronounce it, but it has 15 letters. It's great.
All right.
We love it. She's obviously not shy either.
No. Well, so what's going on in your world of evictions, landlord, leasing?
You know, leasing's interesting. I was going to talk about this on stage, so we'll talk about it now. Is we're getting, as new landlords come in, right, or tenant moves out and we relist, what we call a relist, where we put a new tenant in a previous house. Our agents are pulling comps to see what to list it for, right? So let's say you got a house that was rented for $1,475 last year. Pull the comps and it says $1,550. They're putting $1,695 on it and getting it in 2 weeks.
Wow.
So leasing is robust, to say the least. What's happening is the sales are insane, right? We all know that. My daughter just sold her house in the Woodlands for $18,000 over the list price in 48 hours, right? She had 4 offers over list, which anybody in the $3,000 and $4,000. So what's happening is people get frustrated, so they're leasing.
Yeah.
So, or people that are just going to lease regardless are leasing. And
I have a leasing question when you finish your thought.
So what's happening is the leases are really spiking as well because there's not much inventory there either. We usually, at this time of the year, we'll have 75 to 100 houses on the market. We have for lease.
Right.
One of the problems we have is a lot of our owners, when a tenant moves out, they're selling because they want to take the paycheck. But guys, the leasing, I mean, why in the world? In every situation, it's not the right solution is not to hold, right? Some people, for their particular situation, is they need to sell or they should sell. It's the best financial decision. But most people, why in the world would you not take the ride of this appreciation? It ain't stopping this year, right? I mean, there's no guarantees of anything in the world, right? But it's not going to stop. You saw the Fed today. They're not raising rates at the earliest 2023. At the earliest. Two
rate increases. Okay, so Eddie and I were talking about that. And Eddie believes that the rate increases won't affect the 30-year fixed.
Well, Fed rate doesn't affect us. It's a 10-year treasury.
Yes. And the 10-year treasury is hooked to inflation, and inflation's hovering around 1.5.
It's going up.
Yeah, it's going up. It's inching.
It's
Every
pretty
time
good.
it drops below 1.45, all of my Kathy Wood stocks go up. Tesla.
I'm a Kathy Wood fan.
I'm a Kathy Woods
I
fan
bought
too.
Tesla. Anything under
Well,
600.
it hit
is-
583 last week. It went down. That was
I
about
bought
as
it.
low as it
I
could
bought
go.
it right under 598 ish,
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. I bought some more, but I have a whole bunch at like 150.
Yeah.
So
are you a momentum trader?
no,
Growth
I'm a
trader?
long-term hold guy.
Okay.
About
You're a
Eight.
hold'll.
18% of my portfolio is in Tesla.
So if anyone, he's Diamond Hands. Diamond Hands, ladies and gentlemen,
Whoa.
Diamond Hands.
Well, here's an interesting. We want to talk Tesla because
He's
What-
a model. You're a Model S plaid guy.
I love them. The interesting thing about Tesla is the comment. I think it was Ross Gerber. He's a big stock guy. He said, "Calling Tesla a car company is like calling Amazon a book company."
And that's what's really important about listening to Kathy Woods.
Oh.
Her long-term view of Tesla is she sees it the way that Elon sees the world. It's a lot of problems that need to fix.
Do you see what Elon said last week?
Mhm.
Said the biggest. I don't remember how he put it, but what he meant was the biggest profit center for Tesla is going to be manufacturing technology, not energy, not selling cars. Because what he's done, he's built these giant presses to press out a chunk of car, and he's built these robots to put them together. And he said it lowers his capex and it lowers his cost per unit, both. And when this expands to the rest of the world, he sells this technology. Every time you turn around, they're putting their hand in something else. It's insane. I don't know why we're talking about Tesla. You were going to talk about something else.
Yes. So, the reason why I talk about Tesla or about stocks or whatever is that real estate allows you the opportunity and the flexibility to own something like a Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
As I look at someone like Luke Wong talking, he got into it.
Yeah.
He bought his brand new Tesla.
I remember
in
when
like
he got it.
13 days. It's
Uh-huh.
in a wreck. You have a Tesla. I was watching you on the thread. You're talking about buying the Plaid, the Model S.
Well, here's the thing: Biden's probably going to pass that tax credit.
Yeah, the $7,500 tax credit.
Well, if it's assembled in America, it goes to 10,000.
Ooh,
If it's by a union worker, it goes to 12.5, and that's not going to be Tesla. But so 10,000, I could sell mine for probably.
Yeah, because there's none on the market.
Could probably sell mine for $3,000 or $4,000 less than I paid for it, and it's 27,000 miles on it.
Yeah,
it's stupid.
Yeah, and you love
Because-
yours. You brag
I
about
love
yours
it.
all the time.
But you can't get one until September, October.
Yeah,
they're already sold out of Q2 inventory.
So going back, now that we did our Tesla and our meme
distraction.
stocks,
Yeah.
well, I mean, it's not really distraction with you. I always like coming on and talking about a couple things. You like to travel, so we talk about that because this is what real estate is allowing us to do. With Eddie, I like to talk about his chicken franchises.
Yeah.
It's the
without
estate-
real estate, he wouldn't own all that hunting land and all that recreational land and all those chicken places
So
and now sports bars.
right. So my thing is, I just put in a swimming pool, and my fiance
In your personal house.
Kendra's house.
for you.
Yes,
Good.
we have a swimming pool now in the backyard, and we have now tremendously increased the value. Tell me what your thoughts are, because a lot of people hate to rent houses and own houses with a swimming pool.
So we allow pools. There are managers that don't allow pools at all because they don't want to mess with them.
Right.
We allow pools, and the deal is basically the owner keeps their pool guy, and the tenant pays for it. It's not a big deal.
But give people an idea of how fast that property is going to sell with a pool versus or rent with a pool versus not having a pool.
I don't think there's a big difference.
Oh, okay.
Maybe a little bit faster, but you do realize there are people that say no freaking pool. I'm not dealing with a pool because I've got a 2-year-old, right? Or I'm not dealing with a pool because I'm two grown people that don't want to get in a pool. That there are some people that say, I prefer a pool. Same thing, there's going to be some people that's almost a requirement, and some people that say, like for me, the next house I buy or build won't have a pool. I've had a pool for 20 years. I liked it. But
Did you resurface it?
I have once. Yeah.
You haven't done it yet?
I have resurfaced it once.
You have not done it again?
Second time?
Because we were going to change your pool up a little bit last time I talked.
Yeah, no, but my pool deck is done.
Okay.
It looks great.
You
y'all see the curtains I did.
Okay, nice.
Oh, it looks great on the big sliders you put in. Yeah, it's great. We did the shears in the bedroom, and then we did blackout in the game room to keep it cool. But in the front rooms, we put the blackout behind the shears, and then we cinched the blackout behind the shears. It looks badass. Looks good. And then we used black iron for curtain rods.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I had to do that myself. I wanted it to be a certain way.
No, it's fine.
Curtis has some great ideas for houses, man.
Yeah, it's finding the people who are willing to drive 45 minutes to your house. That's the difficult part.
It is, because
that was the part that killed me on your deal.
Your business model though is focused in certain areas, and coming to the suburbs is not what you're used to doing. Not that you can or can't do it, but your guys are all used to going to the heights, to the heights, to the heights, to the heights.
Well, I only had one crew.
Then you say Friendswood.
I only had one crew.
Right.
And so, and also, I don't do well working with people who don't implement my design all the way through.
Yeah.
When my design and the way that I see the house starts changing, I start feeling less important.
But women, they want it the way they want it, and it's her house. I don't care.
It's okay.
It looks great.
I tell Kendra, listen, you just give me the house and I'll just make it beautiful for you. I mean, that's my favorite thing to do.
The kitchen is bomb.
Yeah, you're taking away, honestly, taking that away.
Taking that bar out and putting the pantry.
So for everybody that doesn't know, you had the standard subdivision.
Suburban. Yeah. It was custom, but it was suburban.
Hexagon.
Yeah.
Right? That's 3 or 6 sides, right? Yeah. That hexagon that comes off of the corner wall. When we took that out,
opened it all the way.
It opened it straight into the living room, because that hexagon was basically blocking.
And then we pushed the island 3 or 4 or 5 feet more out into the living room.
Right.
It looks awesome.
And then closed off a wall entry.
Yeah.
And
we also closed off we had a little wet bar that nobody uses, and we made that into a huge walk-in pantry. We got the library ladder to reach the top with the little rail. It's badass.
So awesome. Oh, that's awesome.
So we're going to stay for a while. We were going to we kind of went through the, should we sell? Nah, my rate's super low.
Okay.
We went through the whole, hey, should we sell when everybody's selling? But in our price point, it's probably not as easy as most price points, and hell, we love it. So
yeah, I don't know why you would sell now.
Yeah.
I mean, you went through all that
headache. Yeah.
Yeah. For y'all that don't know and haven't been with us during all the podcasts, you were out of a master bathroom. All you had was a working toilet and the closet.
Oh yeah, for a year and a half.
2 years.
2 years. Yeah.
2 years.
Got 4 more bathrooms. It's all right.
Ever since
4 more bathrooms.
Yeah. And now your bathroom is.
It's an oasis.
Yeah.
So we did the giant shower with the tubs inside the shower.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah. The soaking tub.
The wet room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
And you love it?
Love it.
Okay.
What else are you going to talk about? What else is going on?
Man, I don't know. I'm getting ready to travel to Cabo in July. And so
yeah, Mexico's open pretty much. You know what's funny is people are traveling and you got to get a COVID test.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can either get a test or just buy a negative test result in Mexico. I think a negative
you can buy a negative
test result in Mexico is cheaper than getting the damn test.
Well, so
they'll make a nickel on anything in Mexico.
We're staying in a hotel that provides it for you.
Some of the nicer places it's included.
Yeah, we're staying at some place called Nobu. So really excited about it. First time going to Cabo. Been to the Riviera Maya so many times.
You know, Cabo's really safe. You know why?
Uh-uh.
Because since the cartel owns the entire city, they're not going to have any murders in their town. So if somebody robs you in Cabo, they have a problem with the cartel.
Wow.
Cartel owns the whole damn town.
Did not know
Well,
that.
I don't say the whole town, but you get my point.
So
They control the
have
town.
you been to Cabo?
Yeah.
Have you done the catamaran and gone to the?
Yeah. I didn't.
Johnny's coming up next. Johnny's going to Cabo.
I did it in a big boat. Are you talking about like the big one that
Yeah.
drives on? Yeah.
I'm doing.
That's great.
We're doing the snorkel adventure, and then she doesn't know this. We're doing a snorkel adventure, a deep sea fishing expedition, and then we're doing a. Yeah, she ain't watching. She's at Target right now.
The deep sea fish is the best there. We caught some big fish.
So yeah, so that's what I can't wait to do. We're doing that, and then we're doing the dinner cruise.
So you've been to Cabo at all?
No.
Okay,
no.
so here's the deal. You most of the area doesn't have really good beaches, right?
Yeah.
And there's one spot where there's 2 or 3 beach bars, right?
Yeah.
So we took a water taxi, and they pull up. The water taxi hits the sand, and I jump off the side of the water taxi into the water, like I'm halfway down the boat. And the guy's like, no, over my head. That's how the water goes like that.
Wow. Awesome.
It was bad. Yeah.
Awesome.
I felt pretty smart.
Yeah.
That's all right.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, brother.
Good to see you.
Have a good time tonight.
All right.
I'll catch you after the podcast.
Y'all get out here. We got plenty of spaghetti. Got plenty of cold beer.
Spaghetti and cold beer.
Yeah. Spaghetti.
Angry Orchard.
Spaghetti was good.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Now you got Johnny Cash.
Or my nickname for him is Jethro Tull.
What's up, Curtis?
See you, man.
Am I on? Check.
You are.
Good.
I have been doing your regiment.
Is it worked?
I am much thinner than I was last month.
I'm slowly progressing, but I'm still positive even after all my weekend excursions.
Yeah.
And so I'm on track. I got about 17 more pounds to go for the wedding.
Yes. And the wedding is in Cabo.
That's correct.
Yeah. And this is your first time to go to Cabo?
Yeah, I've never been.
Okay, I've never been. You're going when? This is
September 23rd through the 30th.
Okay, and I'm going July. We're going the week. I go the week after our podcast here. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I hear it's
1 month
nice.
away.
My family's been. I've never been to Mexico in my life.
You've never been to Mexico?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! So, who put together all the?
My daughter's
excursions
done
and stuff?
everything.
She's done everything.
Planned everything. She just calls me and says, "Dad, I got to
need the
pay for
credit card
this."
number.
Yeah, that's it.
Isn't that a good feeling though?
Yeah.
That is what real estate has allowed you to do. So give people an example of a standard week of fun that real estate is, the freedom that real estate's provided you.
Well, if you're in the real estate business, it's 24/7.
Right.
So, but I'd say the most positive thing I've learned out of this COVID experience is mobility. You can work anywhere in the world with the technology out there and still close deals, still fund loans, still flip houses. There's deals out there that you can do. And, it's not easy. If it's easy, everybody would do it. But if you work hard at it and get the right team around you that you can trust, hey, the sky's the limit.
Yeah. What is new over at Jet?
Well, I tell you what, last year we were blessed. COVID came, couple weeks, everybody was scared, didn't know what to do. And then they kind of said, well, we can still work and
Pause and pivot.
And let's did it. And it was a really good year for us. We introduced some new products out there. The biggest thing for these landlords today, we have more of our investors have gone to buying and holding than buying and flipping with the way the appreciation has happened in the Texas area over the last 4 or 5 years.
So what's the standard refi going to be? Is it 70%, 80% cash out? Give you an example. I've owned a property for 12 years, 14 years. Same renter's been in there the entire time.
Right.
So I did the first remodel,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's
Sure.
14
Yep.
years old.
Yep.
So what am I looking at in terms of a refi? If the ARV maybe say 195.
Well, most likely out there, you can easily get 75% of loan to value and pull cash out if you've owned it over 6 months.
Okay.
Okay.
Which I have.
Which you have 12 years.
Okay.
Can
I refi it and put it into a LLC?
Sure you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can refi it out of my
Yep.
personal roll to LLC.
That's
Okay.
right.
So we need to work on that this next 30 days.
Okay.
So then we can have something else we can talk about in July on the next podcast. Can we do so when I do this? Do I need to increase my rents? I've kept my people at $13.95.
Well, you have two options.
Okay.
If you want your best rate out there and go full doc, prove everything you've got, you can get your best rate and go conventional.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I don't recommend that.
I went non-QM.
I know. Go non-QM, put it in an LLC. You pay about 2% more than what you probably could conventional.
So what? Give me
all the way.
What is that?
Anywhere in the mid upper 5s to mid upper 6s.
Okay.
I don't recommend 30 years. Depends on your age. You're still a young guy, but
thank you. I'm 46, ladies and gentlemen.
You can go to a 15-year deal, or you can do a 30-year and just pay extra principal each month. And it does the same if you finance a 30-year, but you get a little better rates on a 15-year. Okay.
So I'm at 6.65.
Yep.
With Chase.
Yeah.
On a 30. And I have. So my questions always. I've had it for 12.
Yep.
Do I reset my timetable, or do I just?
Well,
I got 70 left.
What's your next plan? I mean, what do you want to be in the next 10 years? What I would do is, as low as rates are, and where your rents are today, which is healthy around here, and you could increase your rents. There's two ways you can do it. Or you could do a few capital improvements and easily increase your rents. It depends on the condition of the property. But if you can go in and pull money out at these rates today and use that money to go get 5 more properties, so in 5 more years, you're going to have another. Instead of this one appreciating another $80,000, you're going to have 5 more houses going to appreciate another $300,000. Or you get 10 more in the next 5 years. Instead of $300,000 more net worth, you're going to have $800,000 more net worth.
You see how I tricked you into showing everybody just how smart you are?
I ain't that smart. I learned it from somebody, just in the business. But it's hard to say. When you first get started, when me and Eddie first started buying rental properties 20 years ago,
right?
You buy one, they call you, the toilet stopped up on a Saturday night, blah, 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 all the little things. You learn things, okay? You have people manage things for you. Run it as a business. Don't be running all over town. Run it as a business. Have people that do those things well, and you do things that grow the business. But I can tell you the best example. When times were the worst here, not back in the 80s when the oil bust happened, but back in 08, 09, when we were lending out there, we had people throw their hands up. I don't know why, because in tougher times, you make more money if you stay hard in the business and work. And we took a few loans back at that time, and we decided, let's sell them off, make some money. If we don't sell them, let's put a renter in there. We rented more than we sold, and 10 years later, we go back and run the numbers. We wish we'd have never sold one of those properties, because the ones we sold and put maybe 20 grand a pop in our pocket, let's say we sold, it was about 20, that's $400,000. That's a lot of money back then. But guess what that $400,000 would be worth today if we'd have just rented those properties, owners that down, and those properties would have been worth $3 to $4 million, because these were all $100,000, $110,000, $150,000 property. They have doubled in value in 10 years. Yeah. Those renters have paid all the principal, everything off. So now we have paid off properties that was worth $3 million, and now they're worth $6 million. And it's the appreciation is where you build wealth. You know, we didn't ever take cash flow out of those properties. If we made money each month in our rentals, we'd either pay the notes down or we'd put capital improvements in so we could get better rents. And now you use that, and you don't see that your first 2 or 3 years, and you may get frustrated. We didn't do it for cash flow. We did it for wealth. And if you can hold it and do it, you can build long-term
So
wealth.
I'm going to go talk to you, Rob, whoever, do the non-QN.
Yeah.
Try to get my rate down somewhere mid fives, mid sixes. It really doesn't matter. If I can cash
You still
out,
got your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you took your credit score and added hers, you may have a good enough credit score where we can get you a good rate.
I have a good credit score. But my deal, my credit score and my age are really close to the same. 46.
Well, I'll tell you. So for anybody that's been flipping, I'll give them a little secret.
You have to have income. You have to have profit.
You got to. And the deal is right now, times are good. If you find a property and you go borrow money at an asset-based loan, and I'll give credit to one of my young guys out there, always went up to challenge him. And I walked up, I said, hey, I need a hard money loan right now. And he goes, well, that's what I do. And I said, oh, I hear your rates are high. And one guy over at the booth, and he said, oh, yeah, all of them are high. He goes, what do you mean high? So you wouldn't come and borrow money from me. You wouldn't come borrow $200,000 from me and give me 3 points to make $100,000 profit. That's a no-brainer.
Which is what I just
yes,
did.
I would do it.
I just did that with you.
I mean, it doesn't matter what the money costs. It's a cost of doing business.
So
does that not make sense?
Yeah, it makes total sense. Tell everybody about the deal that we just cashed out.
Hey, and we do those deals all day.
Yeah.
You come in, you bring a deal, you're building a new house for somebody, they borrow the money from us, we go through the deal, you fix it, you sell it, and that's how you reap your reward. So,
all right, buddy.
Hey,
see you downstairs.
I'll be down there. Y'all come see us. Jet Linden.
Thank you, Johnny Hayes.
He's behind.
Robert Ortino's coming to the stage, ladies and gentlemen. Hold down your applause. All right. Not everyone at one time.
My Disney gear.
He's signing autographs right now.
Thank you. We good, Andy?
Rob,
Hey.
Rob, look at you. You've got you have like a paparazzi
I do,
around you
buddy.
and everything. Look, I get to be.
No.
Oh, yes,
no,
you do.
Absolutely not.
I get to be a part of
These
your,
are the
your
uncomfortable
video.
moments, right?
This is uncomfortable.
Yeah, sure.
She did this to me before when she was with Robert Martinez.
Yes, yes.
I'm up there talking on stage.
Yeah.
She's up there. I'm like,
Mhm.
everybody's just, all she's doing is taking pictures of Robert.
We need the footage.
Now you're back to Robert.
I actually wore a name badge this week, so it's a big turn for me. How you doing?
Great.
Nice.
How are you?
Good. Busy, but good.
Yeah?
Yep.
What's keeping you busy?
Got our big grand opening tomorrow.
Yeah.
The Texas Real Estate Investment Center. So
Off of Hollister.
right, 5295 Hollister. Come on by tomorrow.
Do you know that I used to live on the other side of 290 on Hollister?
I believe you mentioned that. Yes.
Yeah.
So, that building will never be done, but we're done enough,
Okay.
right? It's one of
Yeah.
those things. We're just enough. Yeah.
What do you think is not done that you at some point would like to get done?
We need to interconnect some of the media.
Okay.
We need to be, we've got monitors and TVs throughout the building that we need to coordinate. That's one big thing. So there's constant flow. And whenever someone is in the studio doing a podcast, we want to broadcast it through the building, that type
I
of
should
thing.
introduce you to a guy named A-Rock. He could probably help you with some of that
I
stuff.
heard, but he's really hard to get a hold of. That's the problem.
I know. Sometimes you
Yeah,
just
it's a
want
little tough. Yeah.
just want to like,
For those who don't know, A-Rock is our...
he's actually recording right now.
he works with us. He's
He
our
used
our
to produce.
engineer, photographer,
He used to
producer.
produce my radio show with you guys.
Yeah, he's got hopefully I think we're putting a new video out tonight, so it's another one of his products. Looks fantastic.
Nice.
Yep.
Good job, man.
Yeah.
I love your work. You and I had a blast doing that thing. So y'all are still on the radio?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Channel.
1070 The Answer. It's 9:00 at night to 10
So
o'clock.
while we're
Monday
leaving-
while you're leaving, stay tuned to turn 1070 The Answer. You
So
bet.
you hadn't heard enough, Robert and Jason? You can get more.
You get more. Yes, I think most of the stuff you'll be hearing is mine because Jason was just in the outback somewhere for the last 10 days.
I like your stuff though.
Oh, thanks.
You give good stuff.
I think I'm going to share one of the things that kind of became apparent. So if you didn't see the HAR report, year over year, we're up 30% in Houston for Houston State. And the last time I saw that was 2013 in Los Angeles, and it was up 35% year over year. I remember what happened from 2013 to 2016. And I did 2 shows on, hey, this is, I know in California, my Texas, it doesn't matter. This is a large metropolitan area with good income, with good jobs, with highly educated people. It's going to mirror other communities that went through that same economic real estate boom as we're going through right now. So therefore, we can use the past to kind of predict what's going to happen in the future here.
Where do you think that the prediction is going to take us?
Well, I think the problem is going to be is in the next 3 years, mom and pop real estate investor are going to have a hard time acting.
How? Why?
Acquisitions. I know we always talk about hedge funds in the market, hedge funds.
But it's true.
But
you have open door.
It's beyond that now. It's banks just buying assets because they have so much money. Like Citibank is buying single family homes. Chase Bank is buying single family home, right? So they're taking big chunks. Then there are REITs in this town. There are serious real estate holders that never show up at an event like this and go to work at 8 o'clock in the morning and up to the Woodlands and come home at 6 o'clock at night. They're managing $500 million, maybe $1 billion worth of real estate in our community.
So if you're
never met them.
You're a mom and pop guy.
Yep.
And you own a couple pieces of property.
Yep.
Would you ever sell the appreciation now?
Never. The only reason that we're selling is because we're being told by our accountant time to liquidate. So we're not all getting slammed with taxes in 5 years from now.
Okay.
So that's kind of what we're doing. But I think the third group that's going to do very, very well, and I saw do very, very well in Los Angeles as well as Vegas when that boomed, is the agent, the savvy agent and the savvy real estate broker who's going to see a piece of garbage property come up and say,
I'm buying it.
I'm going to buy it. And it's not going to be a single family. It's going to be an 8, a 12, a 24, a 36 unit, and they're never going to let those hit the market.
The only reason why I got my real estate license back in 2007 was so that I could buy my own property.
Mm-hmm.
I needed to add value because I didn't have money.
Yeah.
So the person who has a license to money.
Yes.
And they settle for 3% versus a lifetime of wealth creation.
But like I said, we're going to find the savvy ones who are just not going to sell. They're buying to hold.
Yeah.
Here comes an 8 unit. It's in a little rougher side of town, and they're not going to sell it. They're going to park it. And what I said is to all the people out there and all the people out here today is these events are just going to become more and more weighted to agents and brokers are going to show up. And they're going to come here and they're going to say, I'm here because I want to work with investors.
Yes.
And that is not the truth. They're here for your hard money guy. They're here for your contractor, and they're here for your private investor.
Yeah,
That's
smart
why
one.
they're here. The smart. We're talking about
The
savvy
smart
ones.
one.
Savvy
There's
yep.
a lot of them that will come here, and we want you to come here because
Yep,
we want
sure.
you to find
Yep.
us the deals.
Yep.
She's doing it to me again.
Yep.
She always does this to me.
It's all right.
She always cuts me out of the picture to get around there. The only big difference between you and the other Rob is that you keep the top button buttoned. He liked to have the flowy hair and stuff. But when is the
There
next?
might be one or two other differences, but that's okay.
Yeah. When's the next time that you're going to Disney?
We're not going. We have not planned this vacation. We have a cruise coming up.
That's right.
Let me plug that. If you want them on our mastermind cruise, we can come up. Just go to the mrtxre.com website or just text us at 281-419-008. We have a cruise coming up in October, and we just got word that everything's going. They bumped us up to the ship. So I was going to go in October to Disney, but instead we're going to do the mastermind cruise instead. I might sneak out to Disneyland for the first week of December, but it won't be Disney World.
But have you heard the rumor that they're going to build in Texas?
Yes. Not true.
Okay, that's what I thought too.
Nope,
My
not
son
true.
is like praying to God that it happens.
I
My son
talked
just got
about
back.
They talked about Myrtle Beach. They talked about all that stuff, and it's never materialized.
So my son and my kids, they just got back from Disney. They loved it.
Yeah, of course.
They couldn't even get into the Star Wars.
Oh,
They just got right to the outside. They didn't even get to go in.
I think we've done it 6 times now.
I know every time that you like.
Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, yeah. That,
So
that
I
was,
don't know if you
that
saw
was my favorite thing was watching your videos.
Disneyland
whenever you
has
were there.
a Marvel campus now.
I'm not a Marvel guy.
It's a Spider-Man ride. I heard it's kick-ass, so I want to go. So the other thing we talked about on our podcast this week was we think now there's going to be an additional class of renter. So we're good on time? Okay. So the median average income in the United States is almost exactly what it is in Texas, about $68,000 a household, right? So, hey, 5 years ago, you made $75,000 a year. You could buy a house in Katy. DTI, you qualify. You just probably need a little bit more than 3% down, but you would qualify. That's no longer the case.
So what is the class going to be?
We're going to have really good people with good jobs that cannot afford real estate to buy.
So they're going to be looking for really good
We're
houses
looking
to
for
rent.
upgraded rentals. You bet. So I think we're moving into a world where I would say over the next 5 years, guys like you, guys like us should be looking at mixed use, multifamily, retail on the bottom, apartments on top, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, pool in the middle, because there are going to be people who are teachers and nurses and managers and really good jobs that want to live in a nice place but can't afford the money down to buy a property.
Robert Rufino, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, brother.
Thanks a lot, bro. Take care.
Okay. Next up, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who I listened to on the radio for, 2 years. Steve Davis.
Walking.
Yeah, you're walking up, man. I was giving you the intro.
How you doing?
Good. How are you, buddy?
Excellent.
Steve's going to be talking today. A lot of people don't know this, but Steve really, he's the one that kicked my ass whenever we started real estate investing. I came to a Lifestyles Unlimited meeting with my wife, and you looked at me and you said, all the symbols of wealth without actual wealth. And that was the thing that set
What
me.
year was that?
That was 2007.
Wow, I was rough.
You were?
Yeah.
You were rough. And you were coming towards us, and when I saw you, I thought to myself, oh my God, here's the guy. He's coming over to talk to us. I was so nervous. And now I do a podcast at his studio. He owns the Total Wealth Academy. Steve has helped many thousands of people jump into real estate. And he does a bunch of amazing classes. One that he just did was in January was a goal setting workshop. And I just did a follow-up interview with James Toller.
Okay.
Okay. And James did the one thing that you told him to do. There were two, you have this phrase. You said the 2 best purchases you ever made was boobs twice. And then you said, how can a woman be sexy driving a minivan? So you want to know what James did?
He
Because
got her
of
a
you,
sports car.
he got her the Mercedes, and in
Nice.
3 weeks, she's getting a new set of boobs.
That was the funniest part of the seminar, because I said it and I meant it.
Yeah.
Seriously. I was like, the best investment I've ever made
Yes.
was my wife's breasts. More joy, more fun, more entertainment, more laughter, they're freaking awesome. And then I said, how do you expect your wife to feel sexy when you put her in a minivan? I can't believe he listened and did it.
He did. He goes,
Freaking-
so I tell him I went and got her a Mercedes because I wanted her to be sexy.
That if you've romancing your wife is more than travel. It's freaking doing the dishes.
Yeah. It's
giving her a break. It's doing the laundry, giving her freedom to sit and feel sexy. I didn't think we were going to talk about this, but men come home, they expect their wife to have dinner, then they expect them to do the dishes, they expect them to do this. And then they want, let's make love, baby. Ain't happening. you've got to give them time to feel sexy, to feel like a woman. Romance is taking care of everything and letting them feel sexy.
You have such a great podcast. You have such a great radio voice. I love listening to you because the way you talk is like a toned down David Coggins.
Much toned down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love David Goggins.
Stay hard.
Yeah.
That guy is hard.
amazing.
Yeah, he's amazing. You just talked about one. If you go to Podbean, you can find Total Wealth Academy podcast. He just did an interview with Brian Burr, who's my business partner, one of my friends, and
Incredible guy.
Incredible guy. Yeah, the one thing that I picked up on that I'm not doing that I need to start doing is you at the beginning of the podcast, you said this guy always comes up bringing a gift, and it's true.
He does.
And that plants a seed that just keeps going on, that just creates this positive momentum with people. And I don't think so. If Brian had a deal, or if Brian wanted a deal, and you were selling a deal, and I was trying to buy the deal, who's going to get the deal in today's market?
That's funny. It's true. The first person I would think of is Ryan, because he's always giving.
Always.
If you ever read Deepak Chopra's book, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, he talks about giving being one of the principles, and that every time you go see a friend, bring a gift. It doesn't have to be monetary. It could be a silent wish for happiness for them, a flower, anything. But Chopra talks about that. I believe it. Brian lives it, and it's really inspired me. He's an awesome guy.
Well, I have been such I've just been blessed being a part of doing my podcast up there, getting to see my friends interact with the person who's taught me so much, helped me get out of the rat race and create something. You challenged me early on when I got to Total Wealth Academy. You told me I shouldn't be doing what I'm just doing. I need to go and level up and get an apartment.
Agreed.
And I changed that to I want to get an Airbnb place.
Love the idea.
Yeah.
As long as it's big.
Big. I'm wanting
bigger
to go
than what
big.
you think you can do.
Yes. I am closing this next week on the biggest piece of land that I've ever bought in the Heights, in the middle of downtown.
Wow.
Brian, myself, and this guy named Evan Compion, who's been on the podcast, we're closing on 13 square feet, one block.
Wow.
In the Heights.
Nice. Congratulations.
I found it, negotiated it. I was scared to death. And then I knew, because you said in your podcast with Brian, you said, Can't Hurt Me. That's your new favorite book.
Yes.
And I went and listened to parts of it. And he said, I just know that I'm in the right place when I'm suffering.
Exactly. Whatever you're afraid of in life, that's where you should head, because it's calling you.
Right. Right.
And it's your insecurities that are trying to keep you from going to what is really important. Yeah, that's a powerful statement. Powerful statement. Whatever causes you the most pain, that's where you should go. Solve the pain, and your life changes massively.
Well, I can't wait to hear you talk. When the lights go on, you are just an incredible speaker. I can't say enough great things about you. And what are you going to talk about tonight? Do you even know?
I've got a new way of explaining the map to success. And it was, I've been quoting Stephen Covey. Stephen Covey talks about the map, how it has the wrong map. But I was listening to Zig Ziglar for literally almost 60 years ago. It's either 55 or 60 years ago. He tells the story about getting the wrong directions. I'm like, this is the same story. So I'm going to try to tell it combining Zig Ziglar's work and Stephen Covey's work, because it's all about the map that you have. So many people are blaming themselves for not being financially successful. It's not their fault. They have the wrong map. They were given the wrong directions. they're working on a map that's flawed. No matter how hard you work on it, you could get a degree in map reading. Doesn't matter. The map is wrong. You've got to have the right map. And over the last 30 years, I've studied the people, the 5%, and it is only 5% of Americans who retire. I studied the map that led them to financial success. That's the right map. I'm going to share with people how to get it.
How can people catch you?
Easiest is to go to gettotalwealth.com. You can reach out to our podcast there. They can also do a free introductory workshop if they want to meet our mentors. Our coaches and our consultants, and take a free sample class and see what we're doing.
And the next free one's going to be
Next Tuesday, and I'm
Tuesday.
teaching it myself.
There
Very
you
excited.
go. And then you can always listen to you. You're on the radio.
That's right. AM 700. I'm on 7 days a week, Dallas, San Antonio, Houston. But the most popular is my Monday through Friday show at 2 p.m. on AM 700 KSEV.
Steve, you kill it, as always.
You do too.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. You rock.
Well, I learned from the master. Well,
Stop.
that's it. That's the June show. We'll see you in July.
Thanks so much.
No.